This girl has lived for over 200 years, although it looks exactly like a few years old. But the people who approached her were disappeared. Even they do anything because of her. She has a problem. Today I will introduce you to the ultimate horror movie. Let the right one in. Irving is 15 years old with his religiously infatuated mother. They live in a small town in the Malin Mountain all year round. Irving is usually bullied. His weak main body is constantly subjected to violence. Even he's scared to pee in paints. He's scoffed friends. When he comes back home, she was arguing and divorcing with his father. Absolutely no interest in time to Irving, his life in this family. Irving injured his soul. He often sees the lives of his neighbors, and he likes the face mask. He imagined himself transforming into a powerful murderer. At night, he goes to the garden, get a knife, and stab it onto a tree. Today, his house has two new neighbors who have moved in. Looks like father and son. Naturally, the girl wears very little shirt. In the sky cold, she doesn't wear shoes. They live next to Irving's house. The barefoot girl appeared tonight. Tell Irving I can't be your friend. The girl's father, a man wearing glasses, looks mysterious. He is very suspicious appearance, seeing him surreptitiously prying a car and hiding in the back seat, and waiting for the car owner not to notice, killing him. Clear way of action. This isn't the first time. The main purpose is to draw blood from him. I don't know if it's because he's old, or the body isn't healthy. A stumbling step. He spilled half of the blood vessel. Police approached nearby. The man picked up the vase and ran away in panic. Irving came home against the wall to eavesdrop. They next door quarreled. The boy who was killed by the man is person at the same school as Irving. The school reported to the police for intervention and support. Another cold and lonely night. The neighbor took the initiative by talking to Irving. She introduced her as Amy. It could be that she looked good, or because of the same pitiful circumstances. Irving took the initiative to comfort Amy. She even gave her his Rubik. He doesn't know Amy. Normal appearance but hides a great secret inside. At midnight she knelt at the foot of the bridge. The pitiful little appearance is helpless. To attract the attention of a man running fitness, then multiply at the loophole to take his blood. Amy is a blood-sucking demon. Irving is happy because he has a new friend, but this makes the bully boss Irving unhappy. They were once again bullying Irving in the toilet. He isn't wanted to get revenge again. Irving can only tell his mother this wound due to not being careful to fall. That night Amy noticed the wound on Irving's face. She encourages Irving to strongly respond. She also said she would help Irving if necessary. Irving and Amy went to the supermarket together. Amy can't eat human food, vomiting non-stop. Two lonely hearts meet together. But Amy said she wasn't a girl. But Irving really likes Amy, because from the moment Amy entered Irving's life, Irving was no longer lonely. Days after that failed act, the man was excited again. He still used his old plan as hid in the back row. But he didn't expect that on the way someone would hitchhike. When the driver got out of the car to buy things, the hitchhiker discovered the man. After a struggle, the man in the glasses drove off. In panic, the car overturned. He can't move. Then he got hit with an acid that he was about to pour into his face that made him scream. This makes the police unable to find any clues. Amy sat in front of the audio player and heard that he had been arrested. Immediately ran to the hospital to investigate the situation. By the time the police are out on the phone, Amy climbed into the room to meet the man, to show her ultimate dedication and sincerity. The man told Amy to suck all of his blood, then hopped downstairs. Amy lost her support and went to Irving. Irving thought this was love, though again Amy told him she wasn't a girl. But Irving just thought Amy was running away from something. The next day, the school held extracurricular. The bully in the school continued to get aggressive. Irving gave them a blow. Right now, students discover a frozen corpse on the surface of the lake. In the evening, a household in the subdivision was harmed. Inspectors come to investigate each house. Amy shut the door to flee in fear. The next day, Irving led Amy to her base camp. Suddenly he cut off a finger. He wants to cut blood to swear with Amy. When Irving cuts off her finger, the smell of blood aroused Amy's lust for a demon. Not to harm Irving, Amy immediately climbed out, then attacked a neighbor who was walking his dog. Irving was upstairs watching everything. Finally Amy admitted she was a blood-sucking devil. The man isn't her father, he is her servant. Because of his nurturing, she has an eternity that never dies. Too much thing at once. Irving left in frustration. Amy attacked the neighbor who took the dog for a walk, although she was lucky to survive. but she turns into a blood-sucking demon while the nurse was pulling the curtains. In a moment, she burned by fire. She burned to ash in front of the inspector. Although two people have a separation, Amy actively went to find Irving. Moreover, she had to wait until Irving agreed to let her in before entering the house. Otherwise, Amy would bleed to death. Irving couldn't afford to hurt Amy. In the end, they reconciled as before. Right now the police look for clues everywhere. Amy began to suspect. Inspector broke in the door. Frightened, Irving hid in a trembling corner. The inspector found Amy deep asleep in the bathroom. By hand, lift the curtain as light shines on. Unexpectedly, Amy, after seeing the light, cracked skin looks like paper. In a pivotal moment, Irving turned in a distraction. The inspector was immediately taken by Amy. Then it became Amy's meal. He knew that he was in big trouble and leave there. Irving's harsh school life continued. The bully in the school turned to Irving. They pressed the fire alarm button to attract the teacher's attention. Then they dragged Irving into the swimming pool, then drowned Irving in the water to get revenge. Irving about to stop breathing. Suddenly in the pool, blood splashed. The other three's blood was dyed red in the swimming pool. Irving came ashore and saw the person he wanted every night to remember. Only after facing death, Irving realized it compared to facing her. The more he could not accept the present life, Amy has made a mark in his life that he cannot avoid. In the end, Irving decided for the rest of his life to go with Amy. Hide Amy in a suitcase and go. In the end, he doesn't know where he goes. The only thing he knew was that Amy couldn't go hungry. It seems that Irving has become the second man. So who will be the next Irving? If you were Irving, will you do everything for the one you love? The film ends.